My grandma says I eat too much sugar, but she don't get enough. Sugar means hugs and kisses to her. Well, at least that's what she thinks it means. My parents make me come here every single Sunday afternoon because they want me to hang out with her. She's in there cooking my lunch right now. She's great. I call her ma'am.
What?
Nothing!
You're not eating all that candy, are you?
No!
Are you sure?
I'm sure!
Are you positive?
I'm
And I
positive!
don't have to come in there and kid you?
No! She thinks I'm sweet, but I'm not. I'm tough. I'm tough, you hear me? Ugh, God. Like the last time I'll let you kiss me, ma'am. Ever.
Before I begin my physical examination, I have a few preliminary questions. You look a bit thin. Do you eat well?
Yes.
Do you exercise frequently?
Yes.
Do you smoke?
No.
How about drugs? Have you ever experimented with any sort of drug? Any sort of drugs?
No.
So I take it you're not sexually active then?
No.
Brilliant. Well, let's keep it that way, shall we, Mick?
I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? This is the best internship you're gonna find. If we tap you for this, you'll learn how movies get made. You'll make contacts. Stanley Kubrick, just the other day, came in here. He asked one of our interns to make notes on his new project.
Wow. Wait, isn't Stanley Kubrick
Gets
dead?
you wet, right? Yeah. Calvin, I was an intern here once. Now, technically, it is unpaid, and I need to tell you that right up front because I do not want people coming in like 2 months later and asking me for their paycheck because they misunderstood, okay? But don't let that discourage you because we hook you up. Man, I'm talking premiere parties, I'm talking pool parties, birthday parties.
What about school credit?
No, we do not give school credit, okay? What we give is life credit. You know what life credit is? This is what life credit is. 2 years from now, you're gonna be at this desk, and I am gonna be at a bigger desk.
I'm still gonna be in college in 2 years.
No, no, no. That is a dead-end street, okay? That's for cowards and stiffs. Are you a coward, Calvin?
No. I mean, no, I don't think so.
That school, get the fuck out of that school. And where do you go?
Tufts?
I never heard of it.
So, when do you think I should hear from you?
Too much fun in Hollywood.
Stanley Kubrick is dead, right?
My dad is.
August 12th, 1992. I rode my bike to the park where I bought myself a cup of coffee and sat down on a bench to read. I lit a cigarette and was enjoying myself when the woman seated 12 feet away on the other side of the bench began waving her arms in front of her face. I thought she was fighting off a bee. She waved her arms and called out, "Excuse me, do you mind if we make this a non-smoking bench?" I don't know where to begin with a statement like that. There is no we. Our votes automatically cancel one another out. What she meant was, do you mind if I make this a non-smoking bench? I could understand it if we were on an elevator or locked together in the trunk of a car, but this was outdoors. Who did she think she was? This woman was wearing a pair of sandals that are always a sure sign of trouble. They looked like the sort of shoes Moses would have worn. I looked at her sandals, and I looked at her rapidly moving arms, and I crushed my cigarette. I acted like it was no problem, and then I stared at the pages of my book, hating her and Moses both, the two of them. The trouble with aggressive non-smokers is that they feel they're doing you a favor by not allowing you to smoke. They seem to think that one day you'll thank them for those 15 seconds added to your life. What they don't understand is that is just another 15 seconds I can spend hating their guts and plotting revenge. I sat on the bench and stared at my crushed cigarette. I figured that if I were to leave, it would give her too much pleasure, so I decided to stay and wait her out. My cigarette looked lonesome on the ground, and I promised it that as soon as this woman left, we could spend some time together. I waited and waited, all the time craving that cigarette. I thought about lighting up again and saying that it was a non-smoking bench for an hour, and now it's a smoking bench. I had suffered, and now it was her turn. That's the we. We suffer. Some of us suffer more than others. Some of us punish ourselves, and some of us punish others. Her sandals punished my eyes, and my cigarette punished hers. I put out my cigarette, but she did not remove her sandals, so I guess she won.
So if you could keep your stomach from making any noise, that would be
Stomach, you heard that.
We've got software that will reduce that.
Are you ready? I'm ready. This audiobook of Nelson Mandela's favorite African folk tales is dedicated to you and to all the children of the world.
A lion named Simba once lived alone in a cave. In his younger days, the solitude had not worried him, but not very long before this tale begins, he had hurt his leg so badly that he was unable to provide food for himself. Eventually, he began to realize that companionship had its advantages.
And it's only be Thomas is really. They call it Carl.
They call